design techniques. I'm not a designer, but these are some of the really important tips that I've learnt when building my websites. Okay, so these are like tips that top websites such as Apple, Uber, Tesla, they all use these techniques. You could ignore this if you're like a designer or something like that, but if you're just beginning, then I recommend you watch this part. Okay, so the first rule or the first tip is that I recommend sticking to one font family. For example, if you go to apple.com or if you go to tesla.com, uber.com, they don't use many different fonts. Okay, so this is a Chrome extension called What Font, and you can basically see what font they're actually using. Okay, and they don't have 3 or 4 different fonts. You don't need to make it really fancy by using a lot of fonts. Just stick to one, especially if you're just starting out. Okay, and there are 2 different types of typefaces. One is called sans serif, which is the sort of a modern and clean type, whereas serif is a little bit more traditional and it's really good for long reading for blogs and things like that. But if you just want to build like a modern website, then I've got some recommendations. So Open Sans, Lato, or Roboto, and you can also try Railway, Monsterrat, and PT Sans. Okay, so the second tip is to choose just one main color. Again, you don't need a lot of different colors to make a website look great. Okay, so as you can see, Apple, they just keep it nice and neutral. It looks really simple and nice. Okay, so what I recommend is going to a website called Kahlua. I think that's how you pronounce it. Let's click on that. And also check out some color meanings. Okay, so colors are really important because each color represents a different sort of perception and feeling. Okay, you don't want to pick the wrong color for your business. So read up on that and choose the right color. Okay, I don't know what's going on here, but click on advanced and proceed to that website. Okay, so you can look at this website and you can, let's say you pick a blue sort of theme, you pick a blue color, click on that and you can click on edit, and then you can get the color code here. Okay, so after when you've done that, then scroll down. So I recommend using a lot of neutral colors, especially to separate your content. For example, if you go to Apple and if you go to one of their pages, for example this Mac page, and if you see they have the white background and they separate the content with a gray background. Scroll down and you'll see that they separate the content white background with a light gray background, and also a divider line with the gray, which is a neutral color. Okay, and you can also use the neutral color for your header sections and also your footer sections, and also anywhere that you don't know which color to use. Okay, and also make sure to separate your content. Okay, so use a lot of white space because white space makes things look really simple and clean, and also use divider lines as well as background colors such as this dark gray. Okay, and then make sure to crop your images before you upload. Okay, I'll be showing you how to do that in the tutorial itself, but if you don't follow along, then this is the ideal size to crop your images at. So 1800 times about 1000 for your hero images, and hero images are basically the image that goes from here to the other side. Okay, and then for your blog featured image, I recommend 1165 pixels times about 665 pixels. Okay, so your blog feature post are, for example, let's scroll down here. Okay, so that's your featured post. Okay, so that's the size I recommend. And for your body font, you want it to be between 15 to 25 pixels. Okay, as you can see, like a 28 pixel font size is a little bit too big and doesn't look very professional. Okay, what I recommend is around 16 pixels. That is the best size that I've found. Okay, and for your line length, you want it to be between 45 to 90 characters across. Okay, to keep it easy to read. You don't want like a line of text which is like this. Okay, it goes from there to there. It's just really hard to read. Okay, so you want to make sure that it is between 45 and 90. And when you're using headlines and subheadlines, make sure to define some sort of hierarchy using your font size and colors and also the boldness of the text. For example, this is a good example, but this is not so good. Okay, the reason why it's not so good is because when you're first looking at it, it's sort of like you don't know which line to focus on. Okay, because they're both like the same color and they're both bold. You want it to be something like this, okay, like bigger, bolder, and then a lighter color like this. Okay, it just looks a lot better. And then I recommend not using pure black for your backgrounds or with your text. So I recommend using dark gray instead. And if you'll notice, like when you go to any website, you'll notice that they don't use pure like 100% black. It'll either be like a really dark gray or just a gray color. Okay, so if you go to Apple, this is not black font. This is like a really dark gray font. Okay, this is not black either. It's really, really dark gray. Okay, because the reason is it's just too much contrast between the white and the black. And then last one is to organize all your content and all your images before you actually build your website, and it will make things a lot easier. And I also recommend, taking a look at websites that you like and, forming your layout. So that's pretty much it. And I'm basically going to start building the website now. Okay, so I'm just going to close all those.